intro. And shit. Here we go.
Do I now?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to start now? You want me to? Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Jackson Fulcher. I am here to talk about films that are releasing during the scariest time of the year, although the entire year has been pretty scary, so Halloween isn't that much different.
Period.
That's the end of my intro, you fuck!
All right, and now Henry.
It's okay. Just fill it up. You're sipping.
Sipping up!
No, not that. Not that.
You have listened to the entire album, have you?
No, I've only listened to Sippy Cup.
No,
But
listen
it's,
to them all.
Oh, really?
It's quite a gem.
Listen
All
to
right.
all of
It
them.
sounds like a
It's quite
children's
journey.
song.
All right, I'm back. I am here. ... Now, 2009, directed by Neil Breen, and talking about some October movies. Let's go.
That's good.
All right.
I like that one.
So we're gonna start with Sugarine.
Hate you.
All right. When does this come out? Tomorrow, October 7th. Okay.
When is this
The
out?
next
Oh,
film
shit.
we're Shut up. I'm trying to talk. So the next film we're talking about comes out on October 7th. And of course, I'm going to already introduce it. So, all right. So, Herbie Halloween is a new Netflix movie from Adam Sandler. And it looks, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that for too much longer. So, yeah, Hubby Halloween. Yeah, this looks really bad, but that's to be expected considering that it is a Happy Madison comedy. Believe it or not, this is not the film that Adam Sandler was referring to when he said, we're going to make a film that's like the worst movie I've ever made. If Uncut Gems doesn't, get awards recognition, this was filmed before then. So it's not that, but it certainly seems like it could come pretty close because it has everything that you can stand about Adam Sandler. It's got this really annoying voice throughout the whole thing where he's going to be talking like this and it's going to be horrible to watch. And then it's got some really unfunny gags. It's like, you got a huge cast in here, all his buddies, all his favorites in here, and it just looks like garbage. It's basically what you're expecting at this point. I don't really have much to say about it other than it looks really shitty, and I'm really not looking forward to it much at all. But what do you think, Jackson?
Yeah. I like Adam Sandler in specific roles.
Especially when he talks like this. I really love him when he talks like this. This is the best Adam Sandler for sure.
I mean, you sound worse than Adam Sandler, but back to my point, I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. I can't really call myself an Adam Sandler fan because, I like him personally, and I like specific roles he's in, like you mentioned, Uncut Gems. But a lot of the times, he's a businessman pretty much at this point. He pumps out a lot of other Happy Madison movies with his comedian friends, and he's in a lot of them. And you can tell that's pretty much where a lot of his drive is. Every once in a while, he gets a little creative with his acting, but then he comes right back to stuff like this. So, all the people clamoring that Uncut Gems is the beginning, path of a new career. Nah, fam, that ain't happening. And although this isn't going to be the one that he mentioned is the worst movie ever, it definitely looks really awful. I hate his voice more so than it's just really annoying. It seems like just the character as a whole, it seems like it's making fun of like disabled people, like people with disabilities. And that really rubs me the wrong way whenever, any comedy has an actor like do like a disability kind of performance. So having Adam Sandler do that for like this whole thing, I really hate that. I'm surprised there's not a lot more controversy surrounding that. But it looks horrible. The humor never landed. It's got all the hallmarks of like, Sandler being annoying, and then all of his comedian friends populating it, telling their unfunny jokes. It looks absolutely horrible. I saw a tweet where when you thought 2020 couldn't get any worse, Adam Sandler is here to ruin Halloween, and yeah, that's it. that's pretty much how I feel. I the only reason I'm going to be watching it is just because I'm going to be forced to watch it with friends. Other than that, I would never ever consider watching.
Forcing her to do such a thing.
That's horrible. So yeah, I hate Happy Madison. I wish that deal with Netflix got canceled, but
Yeah.
They're popular, so they'll keep going forever.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go shoot myself.
All right, Henry.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Adam Sandler doing those voices at all. Whenever I hear like Adam Sandler's doing a movie and there's like a lot of people, I'm like, interesting. And then like trailer comes out and it's like, nah, but I'll watch it anyway. But I don't think it's gonna be worse than stuff he's done though. Like, I don't know if it can be worse than like Jack and Jill. We'll give it that.
Yeah, I think it'll take a lot to be as bad as Jack and Jill for sure.
What's my name? Don Cucino. It's a whole new game.
No, not. Oh, Jackson suddenly left. I don't know what happened to him.
Fuck you.
All right, now we're gonna talk about
chocolate blend.
Now we're gonna talk about Books of Blood, which Henry's not here for. So you're temporarily backstage. You will be on stage afterwards. We're talking about Books of Blood right now. All right. So Books of Blood, this is a Hulu horror anthology film. It's coming out, which is interesting considering that they just did like an anthology series, Monsterland, like last week, and now they're doing this. And to be honest, it really doesn't look that great. To me, this seems like every anthology film that we've gotten. Nothing about it really sticks out to me. A lot of these stories seem like things that we've gotten before. I do find it interesting that originally this was going to be like a mini series and now it's like a 3-act film. I think that's kind of interesting the way they're going about it, but it just doesn't seem like they're doing anything particularly all that special or creative with it, I feel like there are just other anthology films that look way more interesting, and this one just isn't really doing much for me. I appreciate the fact that Hulu is doing this Huluween. It was very successful last year, and I like that they're continuing it this year, but this just seems like definitely one of the weaker films they have to offer in this month for sure.
Monsterland came out?
Yeah, it came out last week.
Damn, no one told me. I want to watch that. Well, no one told me it came out.
Maybe you should get on it.
Shit.
Watch that before Blind Manor.
Shit, maybe. This movie was only announced like fairly recently, because it's executive produced by my fella Seth MacFarlane. He's diving into horror now. He's conquered everything else, conquered in quotes because he hasn't really conquered everything, but you get what I mean. He's dabbling in horror now. And this is based off of a book by Clive Barker. I believe it's like three stories in the book that are the stories in the movie. I haven't read it. I want to. But yeah, I thought like the poster, it looked really cool. And I was like, this could maybe be a cool horror thing. What's it about? And the trailer came out and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not as negative on it as Kevin is. Piece of shit. I like
generic to me. It didn't really.
I'm a sucker for anthology kind of movies, just seeing whether they're going to tie in together or not. Trick or Treat has become one of my favorite, not just Halloween movies, but horror movies just in general. It looks like it has some kind of freaky ideas backing it, probably straight from the book.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're adapting it well. I'm interested to see how it turns out. There's a couple things in the trailer that kind of like small things that kind of stuck out. Like, I hope that's not a big issue, like maybe certain line delivery. And then there's like something with a fly coming out of a wall that like editing wise didn't look pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's one line that like Britt Robertson says that's like, sorry, I get jumpy around loud noises or something like that. I should have taken my pills. Like, and like the way she said it, I was like, oh, I hope that's not a consistent problem in this movie, but I'm still interested to watch it. When we record this, it comes out tomorrow. And this is one of those rare times where I'm going to be, jumping on it immediately. I'd like to ingest it into my face at once. So I'm still excited. Fuck you, Kevin.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I mean, at least we're getting a Books of Blood movie that isn't like an erotic film, because apparently there's also a pornographic film called Books of Blood. Make sure it's not that one that you're watching.
No. Seth MacFarlane is more classy than that. I mean, I know he has like zero creative involvement, I think. I think he just put his name on it and cashed a check.
Yeah, no, I remember we were talking about that.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like a lot of people, because even people talk about that with like Lovecraft Country, like J.J. Abrams and Jordan Peele are behind it, but they were probably the people
Not really.
They just like collected the check and like sat back, like that's pretty cool what you're doing.
They're about as involved as Jordan Peele was for Antebellum.
Right. Right.
It's not at all.
From the producer of Get Out and Us, but not Jordan Peele. It was a white guy who produced those movies. Who produced this one.
Maybe that's why it's so problematic.
Yeah. Imagine.
Next we have, let's see, the Love and Monsters is the next one. Okay.
Dylan O'Brien.
So, what?
I said Dylan O'Brien.
All right. So Love and Monsters, this is one that I actually am really looking forward to. I remember this was supposed to come out, I think, back in April. And of course, it never did because of like the pandemic and things like that. But it's finally coming out now. And it honestly looks like it could be worth the wait. I think this looks like a really fun film. I mean, the premise is one that we have seen done before where like, you have this guy and everything's going great. And then, this apocalypse happens and he loses everything except for like his girlfriend. And now he's trying to like track her down. But I think it looks like it could be a lot of fun. The interplay between Dylan O'Brien and Michael Rooker seems like it's going to be the best part of the movie. I'm very excited for that for sure. It looks like it has some really funny lines in there, and the style to it as well. It seems like it's very attuned to like sort of films like this. And I think overall this could just be a really fun film for sure. I'm definitely excited for it. And I hope it's just a really fun, sort of horror comedy. That's really all I ask for. I'm not really asking for anything more than that. I think it could be really fun if handled right. And I hope more than anything, it's worth the wait because I think it looks like a lot of fun for sure.
Yes. First of all, I wanted to mention the two writers on this film. The director is a first-time director, so I don't mention that guy. But one of the writers, he came up with the story for Monster Trucks. Remember that movie? And then he wrote the screenplay.
No, actually, I don't.
With one of the screenwriters, because I know there's a couple for Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Okay.
Remember that film? And then the other one, I was thinking like, okay, kind of, but what's the other guy? It turns out this other guy wrote the script for Insurgent, Jane Got a Gun, Underwater, and The Babysitter, the first one. So when I saw the combination there, I was like, they haven't particularly worked on anything that I've liked, right?
Yeah.
But and I was like, let's see this trailer, right? Let's watch the trailer now. And I was like, you know what? This looks like it could be a pretty fun, light kind of movie. It looks pretty well directed, and I like Dylan O'Brien as an actor a lot. I think it's great that he's got another leading role here. And Michael Rooker, he's a blast to watch. And Jessica Henwick from Iron Fist, glad she's not in anymore because it got canceled, but also just she's got another role to maybe potentially spread her wings and really soar, because she is really great, one of the standouts of that show. And I'm hoping that because of what they showed in the trailer, that these two writers were able to sit together and be like, okay, this is what I got the light, like Dora and the Lost City of Gold family vibe, and you have the Babysitter vibe. Let's combine our powers and write something good. I'm hoping that that's what happened here. I'm hoping that this turns out to be a really fun movie, especially for Halloween. It doesn't always have to be uber serious when you release a Halloween film, or a horror thriller monster type deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mhm.
unless you're Adam Sandler, then whatever you make under a certain production company is just going to suck no matter what. But anyways, I'm excited for Love and Monsters. I hope it's a fun little treat this October and not an abysmal piece of shit like The Babysitter.
Oh yes, great, great film for sure. Okay.
Nice.
And the last one I'm talking about with you for now, at least, is The Witches.
Damn.
So
Oh shit, that's right.
yeah, that's the last one for now. All right, so The Witches, this is really interesting to me because, to be honest, I didn't think this film was finished yet. Like, I knew it was supposed to come out, like, in October, but I didn't hear anything about it. I figured, like, they hadn't finished, doing everything in post and what have you. So I really thought for sure, like, the film was going to be delayed to, like, next year. But no, it's coming out. Not only is it coming out on streaming, it's coming out on HBO Max, of all things. And I actually think it looks pretty good. I'm excited for this for sure. I think it looks like a lot of fun. Right off the bat, I think Anne Hathaway seems like she's going to do a really good job here. She's really leaning into just the campiness of it all, and it seems like she's having a lot of fun. Octavia Spencer as well, I think looks like, I mean, she's always good, but it seems like she's going to do a really good job. And Chris Rock's narration too seems like it could definitely be one of the highlights of the film for sure. And I haven't seen the original. I've heard mixed things about it. I know someone on here has seen it that, is possibly talking right after me. He's also seen it. But I don't really have much exposure to the original at all, other than a lot of people seem to like it. It's very much a cult classic in that way with like Angelica Houston. So I hope this is really good. I think the effects actually look really good. I think definitely it seems like this is a film that they're going all out in. My only real hesitation is the director, and that's Robert Zemeckis. And I hate saying that because he used to be a really strong director, but recently he has not been doing it for me at all. I just don't think that he has been really on his shit as much as he used to be. I wasn't a fan of Allied. I nearly hated Welcome to Marwen. I didn't think that was a good film at all. The last film I liked from him actually was Flight. He has not made a good film, I think, since then. So I really do hope that The Witches can be the first film from Robert Zemeckis that I do like in quite a bit, because I do think it has a lot of potential behind it. And I also hope it's a really big hit for HBO Max, because I feel like they have been struggling a bit when it comes to original films. And I think this is a film that they really could use right now. So I'm really excited for this. The trailer kind of came out of nowhere for me, but I watched it and I was like, yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. And I hope that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like you, I was not sure if the movie was even coming out. Didn't someone get stabbed on this set?
That's the first I'm hearing about it, but I guess so.
Yeah, I thought there was something like the Anne Hathaway Witches movie. Someone got shanked or something like that.
I don't know. I'd have to look into that, but that's kind of wild.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I didn't know if they were finished. I didn't know if they were planning on still releasing it because of everything going on. The move to HBO Max is definitely a bold one for them, because this looks like it could have potentially maybe have done a lot.
Yes, there was a stabbing. I just looked into it.
Oh shit, yeah, but it looked like it maybe could have made some money if it went to theaters. But releasing it to streaming, if they're comfortable doing it, especially since it's not the Mulan pay $30 one. It's, hey, if you have HBO Max, here it is. I'm assuming they have a lot of good faith in that motion picture. I watched the original before I even knew they were moving the release date to this month for HBO Max. So that was kind of a funny coincidence that I had watched it. It's not a good movie though. I'm sure the book is probably better. I know Roald Dahl is a wonderful mastermind, but the movie, it's probably just the way they adapted it, but it sucks. I wouldn't say sucks. It's just,
not very good.
Bad. It's dated. It's really corny and cheesy. It's not very good. So after watching it, I was like, a Robert Zemeckis remake could be pretty cool. And I know Robert Zemeckis is very iffy. I haven't seen Welcome to Marwen, but that was one I was interested in until everyone around me started saying it sucked.
Yeah, it was not good at all.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tony's most anticipated for that.
He hasn't even seen
it. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of Allied either. I like The Walk. I don't know if you saw that, but I like that.
I did not. I like the third act, not the rest of the movie.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, he's kind of had a mixed career, more so than lately, because hold on one second, because he also made movies like Beowulf, The Polar Express, Mars Needs Mom, the CG people. And it's like, he's kind of trying to push the boundaries of technological achievement, but he always seems to like fall flat on his face whenever he does that, when he ever tries to do something too big. Like with Welcome to Marwen, I'm assuming them creepy doll people. But so this, seeing him kind of step back a bit, like, okay, there's like some cool like witch stuff going on, which some of it, I think it could look pretty cool. I think I just need to see the movie at this point, but I thought some of it maybe looked a bit questionable, but it looks pretty neat. I think Anne Hathaway is going to kill it. I like that Stanley Tucci is in the role of Rowan Atkinson. I wasn't particularly a fan of him in the original movie, so I'm glad to see Stanley Tucci, who's a little. I feel like he'll probably do a better job. I'm hoping, because a remake of this movie definitely, a remake of the original is definitely needed, because it could be something really great, and I'm hoping that that's what's happening with this movie. But knowing Zemeckis, there's things that could happen along the way that and as far as like even adaptations go, they might get in their own way and prevent themselves from being that really fun movie. I'm hoping for the best, and also I'm hoping that the children, the main stars who are the mice, I'm hoping that they're much better, because one of my problems with the original is that them kids be annoying, and fuck them kids. Unless these kids are good, then don't fuck them. But I hate these kids. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that this turns out good, and I hope this is, I guess, the first good HBO Max movie, because I wasn't really a fan of American Pickle, and I'm struggling to remember if they had another movie. I don't think
I heard it was good, actually.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't either.
So my bad. But I'm hoping this is their good, like, big movie. You know what I mean? Every streaming service has their big one. Netflix just got a good blockbuster one in Enola Holmes. Let's hope this is their Enola Holmes, everyone.
Yes,
the witches.
That's all we can ask for. All right.
And let's hope that no one else gets
while you're here, I know you still have other stuff to do, like with Caden and whatnot, but we'll just do your outro now since you're here.
All right. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Thank you once again for having me on. It's very strange that we're still doing this somehow, but hey, it's pretty cool to talk about movies again. It's kind of in this program. I mean, it's at least a bit, of a refresh. If you liked me on here for whatever reason, you can find me on my letterbox. I don't take it seriously, but you can find me on there. You can follow me on Twitter, where all I do is retweet shit that I agree with, or you can watch my YouTube channel. It's just my name, Jackson Fulcher, and I make videos. Okay, Brofist. Bye.
Only I put your socials in the banner. I should have done that.
The what?
I should have put your socials in the banner.
Oh.
So I can be like, this isn't even spelled right, but just so I could be like that.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. All right. So I will let you go for now, because you're pretty much done.
Damn. When are we coming back? To do the rest?
Tomorrow, I guess.
All right. Well, tomorrow we're watching Hubie Halloween.
Before Hubby Halloween, we can do it.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay.
Because Caden said he was tired. So,
I'll see you then.
All right. See you.
All right. Goodbye. I'm going to leave now.
Okay. So we still have like a couple films to cover, you and I. We're going to go over, let's see. War with Grandpa. And then we also have Nocturne. So those are the two we're going over.
All right, cool.
All right. So we're going to start with War with Grandpa. So the War with Grandpa overall, oh my God. Look, this is one of those films where, we get films that are like this a lot. We do. We get films that are like this a lot. Every single month almost we get a film like this. And look, I wouldn't really have that much of an issue with this film if it wasn't one of the only films that's actually coming to theaters. Literally, this is one of the only offerings that we are getting in theaters, like as a nationwide release, and it looks really bad. My biggest issue with this film, just from the trailer alone, is that it does not seem like it knows who it's for. Half of it is trying to be like this family comedy, and the other half is trying to be something really raunchy. And I just don't feel like either of those tones are meshing very well at all. Robert De Niro, once again, this seems like another role for him where he just doesn't seem like he wants to be here. He seems very bored, and I feel like that's how it's going to be in the movie. There's a lot of good actors in here, like Robert De Niro. I like Oak Svegley a lot. Everything I've seen him in, I think that he is a really good talent. Uma Thurman, Rob Riggle, Christopher Walken, Laura Marano. It's a good cast for sure. It seems like another one of those movies that doesn't really seem to know what it wants to be. It seems like a film that probably would have come out like the last decade, not even this decade, like the last decade, like early 2000s or something like that. That's what it very much seems like to me. It's in that vein. And it just looks really bad. I am not at all into this film. I am going to see it because, again, it's one of the only films actually coming to theaters, which is a wild concept to me. I don't know how this happened, but it's coming to theaters. I guess check it out. But I think it looks really bad for sure. Definitely one of my least anticipated of the whole month.
Oh, yeah. The War with Grandpa. It's going to be lit.
Oh, yeah.
As an old man once said. But yeah, this does not look good. It's the prequel to Dirty Grandpa we didn't know we needed. Yeah, but
basically,
apparently this was based on a book, which by someone who I don't know anything about. But they just died a few months ago, R.I.P.
Yeah.
And apparently this movie was filmed in May 2017, and it was supposed to be released in 2018 by the Weinstein Company, but we all know what happened there.
Know what happened there.
Yeah. And I don't know why all these good actors are in this. I guess they just want to have fun sometimes. I don't know, but fuck it. It's coming out. Go see it, I guess.
Yeah, why not? You have nothing else to see, so might as well. All right, so now we're going to do Nocturne. Okay, so Nocturne overall, this is the final of the Amazon Blumhouse films that we're talking about. And personally, it's either this one or Evil Eye. I think that looks like the best one. I think this film looks really good. I think the premise of like Sydney Sweeney being this gifted pianist, and she's trying to like overtake her older sister's like position, and they're kind of clashing there, I think looks really good. It also looks really creepy for sure. The imagery definitely seems like it could really stick out, and I'm definitely excited for this. Like I said, a lot of these look 50-50 to me, but there are two that look really good, and I think this one definitely looks like one of the best ones. I'm definitely excited for this one. I think that this is one of those films that Blumhouse tends to, exceed very well, and it's got a really great cast for sure. Sydney Sweeney, Madison Eisman, Jacques Coleman, really good cast. And the director is not one that I'm overly familiar with, but it does seem like the director definitely has a very specific style, and I always really do appreciate that. And I hope that that is the case with this film, because I do think it could be really good. I definitely see a lot of potential with this one. Like I said, some of the Amazon Blumhouse films don't look that great. This one definitely seems like it could be really good for sure.
Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of like Blumhouse horror stuff, but I love Sydney Sweeney, and I think this one looks really good. And the director is not someone I'm too familiar with, but he has done a few shorts, which I am not seen. But if this one's good, I'll definitely check those out. And yeah, music thriller film does sound really interesting. So yeah, Nocturne.
All right. So now before you go, we can do your outro tomorrow, but I think we're basically done for now.
All right.